Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day everyone. The first topic in our midterm coverage is it's all about the limits and continuity of functions. In this lesson, you will be able to define the limit of a function and calculate the limits of function values. Ang first na topics na matatakol natin dito sa lesson 6 is the formal definition of limits, following by theorems on limits and one-sided limits. So sa next na lecture is continuation pa rin ng limits and continuity of functions. Let's start with the definition of limit. Let f be a function which is defined for all x on the open interval I containing a, except possibly at a itself. The limit of f of x as x approaches to a is L. So it is written as, or can be written as, the limit of f of x as x approaches to a. This is not 0, this is a, is L. So ibig sabihin, itong word na ito is pwede siyang ma-rewrite into mathematical symbol as the limit of f of x as x approaches to a is L. So parehas lang sila ng pagkakabasa. Ito yung mathematical equivalent niya. Symbol rather. If for every epsilon greater than 0, however small, there exists a delta greater than 0 such that the absolute value of f of x minus L less than epsilon whenever the absolute value of x minus a is between 0 to delta. Okay, so ito lang yung tatandaan ninyo dito sa definition of a limit. So limit of the function f of x, okay? After yung word na lim or lim is yung function niyo na f of x. And then, as x approaches to a, this is always a yan. And then, ito pwedeng maging variable y, pwedeng maging variable z, s, okay, pwede, as is L. So, si L, yan yung limit or yan yung result na ma-obtain natin after nating makuha or ma-evaluate yung limit ni function natin na f of x. So, para maintindihan natin yung, or ma-apply natin yung definition ng limit, let's proceed on the theorems on limits. So, sa theorems, the first theorem is the uniqueness of a limit. If limit of f of x as x approaches a is L sub 1, and limit of f of x as x approaches to a is L sub 2, since uniqueness of a limit yan, we can say that the limit of the first function, parehas lang naman sila, diba? So, that is, we can say that L sub 1 is equal to L sub 2. The next theorem is limit of a linear function. Linear function. We all know what linear function is. Those function or equations are in degree 1, right? Or ang graph ni linear function or linear equation is a straight line. If b and c are constants, okay? If ang given natin ng linear function, ang given natin na function is a linear, if b and c are constants daw, then limit of bx, where b is a constant, and this is not a, this is variable c, as x approaches to a, so we have ba plus c. So, ang ibig sabihin lang nito, kaya na-obtain si b times a plus c, because si x dito or sa variable x, pinalitan lang siya ng a. Ibig sabihin lang nun, class, kung ano yung value ng a natin dito or kung saan nag-approach yung variable x ninyo is yung mga variable x sa function ninyo is i-replace nyo lang doon. Kung ito na given sa a, sabihan nyo buo to. Okay? So, let's have an example. Evaluate the following limits. Limit of negative 2x minus 5 as x approaches to negative 1. So, applying the theorem 6.2.2 or limit of a linear function. So, we have limit of negative 2x minus 5 as x approaches to negative 1. So, simply, substitution lang, class. Sa negative 1, substitute lang natin dito sa variable x. So, magiging negative 2 times negative 1. Si negative 5 pa rin yan. So, we have negative 2 times negative 1 is positive 2 minus 5. That is negative 3. So, ito yung L na hinahanap natin. Thus, we can say that the limit of this function is equal to negative 3. Eto si L, si 2x minus 5, negative 2x minus 5 is yan yung f of x natin. And then si negative 1 is yan yung a natin. So, na-apply yung definition of limit. Another example is the limit of 3x plus 1 as x approaches 0. So, the same pa rin ng process sa letter A. Or sa first example natin, substitute lang natin si 0 dito kay x. So, we have 3 times 0 plus 1. So, that is equal to 1 because 3 times 0 is 0 na siya. Plus 1, 1 pa rin yung result. Thus, the limit of this is equal to 1. Or the limit L, yan yung L natin. Okay? That is equal to 1. The following corollary is the limit of a constant function. So, ibig sabihin, constant function yung given natin dito. Limit of a constant function class, ang given natin dito is a constant function. So, ibig sabihin, number lang talaga yung given natin na, or constant lang yung given natin na function. If c is a constant, then for any real number a, limit of the function c where c is a constant, as x approaches a is constant pa rin. That is equal to the constant. So, take note of this. Okay. So, let's give an example. Limit of 5, where 5 is a constant as x approaches to negative 2. Applying the limit of a constant function corollary, we have limit of 5 as x approaches negative 2 is equal to 5. So, which means, nayabutin nyo nyo saya na, basta a constant function, bibig sabihin na number buwa given saya function, na yan yung limit na sa din sa given saya constant function or sa din sa given saya number. Kasi na, ilan nyo man, and then nyo ipag-substitute si x saya, di ba walang variable x dito? So, which means, basta constant na, yun yan mambulimit na sa din sa given na constant. Another example is limit of the square root of 3 as x approaches 0. So, obvious na ang limit nito is equal to the square root of 3. Kasi, square root of 3 is a constant, right? So, kung titingnan natin or i-analyze natin, saan kaya natin i-replace si x? Wala namang variable x dito. So, which means, obvious talaga na pag constant yung given natin na function, constant pa rin yung limit niya. Okay? Yun yung tatandaan niyo sa limit of a constant function is always equal to the constant. Okay? The next corollary is the limit of the identity function. For any real number a, limit of x as x approaches a is equal to a. So, gaya mambu na identity function, kagiya na constant function. Basta sa identity function class, na ayabu mambu given yung function na sasatiman buwan na variable. Ay, diyan na numerical na 1, na yan mambu exponent na 1. Basta kilay nyo rin muna sa satiman buwa variable na limit of the identity function no to. Na kito siron mambu na ay limit yan nasa din sa given saya a. So, that's why limit nito is equal to a. For example, class, limit of x as x approaches 4. Using this corollary, we have limit of x as x approaches 4. Kasi di ba obvious naman, kung i-replace natin si x ng 4, ang lalabas is 4 pa rin. So, that's why ang limit ni identity function is kung ano yung given na a. Okay, so thus, the limit of this is equal to 4. Kumbaga na, sige na na a na may tagurubos kanyan. Kanaba kasi kagya si limit of the constant function na so number a given na gito'y may taguro sa right side. Another example class is limit of x as x approaches the square as x approaches to square root of 2. So, using the corollary of the limit of the identity function, we have limit of x as x approaches to square root of 2 is equal to the square root of 2. Thus, the limit of this is equal to the square root of 2. Take note, class, before I forgot, after kayong if ever na kukunin nyo na yung limit or i-evaluate nyo na yung limit, ibig sabihin na pag-substitute ka no din si ko mga variables x si ko function niyo, pag-substitute nyo rin din sa value o a niyo or a given na kuha nyo rin din sa word lim or lim. Okay? Kasi nag-evaluate naman tayo na function. So, let's give an example doon sa sinasabi ko na note para malaman natin kung ano yung ibig sabihin nun. The next theorem class is limit of a sum or pwede din nating tawaging limit of a difference kasi parehas lang naman ng concept or rule si sum and difference. If the limit of f of x as x approaches to a is L, and the limit of the second function g of x as x approaches to a is m, then the limit of the sum of these two functions is equal to L plus m, where L is the limit of the function f of x, and then m is the limit of the function g of x. Kumbaga na, pakapaguman na bu. Sayap man sa limit of a sum na, ayad na given tanong sa'yo ng mga polynomial function, kumbaga na, more than one terms na siya. Kumbaga na, pag-start din sa 2 terms, 3, so on and so forth. For example, limit of negative 3 plus x, diba this is a binomial kasi 2 terms as x approaches to negative 1. Ilayan nyo sa variable saya given o na kung x ayan nyo rubumang bu substitutan sa given number si a na sumubumang bu sa mga variable x. Kaya what if adin kasi the variable sa amin x plus y na si y na y pa rin ito ka matatago kasi saya na x na kung matatago si man na y na si mambu si ron yung bumambu ipag-substitute ki variable y. Okay, so using this is not corollary ha, this is theorem 6.2.7. So we have kapaya diretso din class kapaya di nyo nep gagaysan kasi na katantan na limit in negative 3 na negative 3 di ba ka constants kanya na negative 3 na si negative 1 na ipag-substitute ka sa yabo. So, negative 3 minus 1, that is equal to negative 4. So, pwedeng direct substitution na yung gamitin ninyo. Thus, the limit of this is equal to negative 4. Another example class is the limit of f of x plus the g of x minus h of x as x approaches to 4, okay, may given na tayo na f of x that is equal to x plus 4. Ibig sabihin, replace natin si f of x by x plus 4, replace din natin si g of x by 3, then replace din natin si x by x. So, sa next slide, nandun yung continuation ng solution niya. So, here, this is not corollary ha, theorem yan. So, di ba ito yung given natin kanina? So, napalitan na si f of x ng x plus 4, si g of x naman napalitan ng 3, si h of x replaced by x. So, pwedeng direct substitution na tayo. Replace x by 4, galing dito. And then, si 4, 4 pa rin yan. Si 3, 3 pa rin yan. Si negative, negative. And then, si x, replace it by 4. So, 4 plus 4 plus 3 minus 4 is equal to 7. Thus, the limit of this function is equal to 7. So, that is for the limit of a sum or limit of a difference. Kung ayap man na given niyo na miya polynomial man no, na miya kadagdagala terms na kapaya direct substitution ka no din. San sa mga variable x ro na sambihin yun sa value a given na tapos nagunyubo i-add or i-subtract. The following theorem class is limit of a product. Kung merong sum or difference, meron din tayong product. Of course, meron ding limit of a quotient. Limit of a product, if limit of f sub 1x as x approaches a is L sub 1, and the limit of the second function f sub 2x as x approaches a is L sub 2, then the product of these two function or the limit of the product of these two function is equal to L sub 1 times L sub 2. In particular, if f sub 1 of x is equal to k, where k is a constant and f sub 2 of x is equal to f of x, in this theorem, then we obtain the following result. So, eto siya. So, if k is a constant and limit of f of x as x approaches a is L, then the limit of k times f of x as x approaches a is equal to k. Ayaw binik din yan sa yan. Ayaw pag-mean saya sa corollary 6.2.10 class na ibarat buko no add na number sa unaan o function niyo, nagkapakay ko na sino kung taguon sa unaan o limit. Kumbaga na, as is kaniyan, constant din kaniyan na mapasadyo kumuha so limit o function niwa f of x na kunyorumbus kaniyan ipag times. Kito ipagminan mo saya sa corollary 6.2.10. Let's give an example. Evaluate the following limits of the following examples. So the first example is the limit of 7x plus 11 times negative 4x plus 1 as x approaches to negative 2. O di tanong rin pag-apply so mga di-discuss theorem kagiyo na kapakaya direct substitution tano din. Kapakaya si negative 2 na diretso tano saya din na 7 times negative 2 plus 11 times negative 4 times negative 2 plus 1. So, that is equal to negative 27, di ba? Kasi 7 times negative 2 is negative 14, plus 11, that is negative 3, multiplied by negative 4 times negative 2 is negative 8 plus 1, positive 8 rather, kasi lahat sila negative. 8 plus 1, that is 9, so negative 3 plus 9, that is negative 27. Thus, the limit of this is negative 27. So, as I mentioned a while ago, take note, basta mag-substitute ka no din, nakuha nyo rin din so word LIM. Ba't nyo ito pakalipati o. Yun yung pinaka-importante, kaya sa limit of a function, gusto ka substitute, direct substitution bo tatano rin nyo. Later part, may madidiscuss tayo class na hindi na applicable si direct substitution. So, naino ka later, siyo to kung mga the topics, pero continuation pa rin ng limits of the function. Another example class is 5x times 3x minus 5 times negative x plus 2 as x approaches 3. Okay, so pwedeng hindi natin apply si theorem 6.2.2, 6.9, pwedeng hindi na, pwedeng direct substitution tayo. So magiging 5 times 3, kasi ang given na is 3, times 3 times 3 minus 5. So, 3 times 3 is 9, minus 5 is 4, times 15, tapos negative 3 plus 2. So, ang limit nito class, so this is the limit of the given function. Limit of 5x times 3x minus 5 times negative x plus 2 as x approaches 3 is negative 60. So, kung mapapansin niyo dito class, nag-substitute na ako dito, tinanggal ko na yung word na LIM. So, yan yung pinaka-importanting point sa limit of a function. Right? Pag mag-evaluate na kayo ng limit, do not forget to omit the word LIM. Okay? So, that is an example for the limit of a product. So, sa last ata na theorem is limit of a quotient. Okay, so let's proceed in this theorem 6.12. If limit of f of x is L, as x approaches to a rather is L and n is any positive integer, then we have limit of f of x as f of x raised to n as x approaches to a, or we can simply write this one as limit of f of x as x approaches to a quantity n. Kumbaga na si limit na inisulod si daan na ibupagmin yan sa class na kuwan yan daan so limit of function na kunya nung ipag-apply so exponent yan. So that is equal to L raised to the power of n. So yung n na yan is any positive integer. For example, limit of 2x minus 7 raised to 5 as x approaches 5. So, kung i-apply natin si theorem 6.2 and 6.9, we have 6.12 rather. So, we have limit of 2x minus 7. So, ito yung given natin, di ba? So, ang sabi dito sa 6.12, kukunin daw muna natin yung limit ng function na to, saka natin i-apply yung exponent. So, ganito yung mangyayari, si LIM as x approaches to 5 or lim x approaches to 5, pinasok niya dito sa loob ng parentheses. And then, saka nilagyan ng exponent. Kumbaga, sinali na sa exponent si LIM or si lim. So, ang process nito, di ba, yung rule, PM dash, parentheses muna yung nasa loob. Ibig sabihin, kukunin muna natin yung limit nito. Saka natin i-apply si exponent. So, direct substitution, 2 times 5 minus 7. So, 2 times 5 is 10. Minus 7, that is equal to 3. Raised to the power of 5. So, dito na niya in-apply si exponent sa final answer niya. So, 3 raised to 5, that is equal to 243. Thus, the limit of this is equal to 243. Another example class is ito, combination ng limit of a product and the theorem 6.12. Diba, product ito, yung exponent nila is product, tapos lahat ng functions na given is may exponent siya. As x approaches, limit of 3 plus 2x quantity cube multiplied by x minus 2 quantity 5 as x approaches to negative 1. So, gagawin natin, i-apply natin sa 6.12. Si limit, pasok muna natin dito. Pwedeng kunin natin yung limit nito isa-isa. Okay, so we have limit of 3 plus 2x. Nilabas natin si cube. Okay, as x approaches to negative 1, multiplied by the limit of x minus 2. As x approaches to negative 1, quantity 5. So, ang result nito, after ninyong squared, is i-times lang natin sa result dito. So, direct substitution, so magiging 3 plus 2 times negative 1, quantity cube times negative 1. Si x replaced it by negative 1. So, negative 1 minus 2, quantity 5. So, this one is equal to 1 cube times negative 3 raised to 5. That is equal to negative 243. So, the limit of this is negative 243. So, coincidence lang class na naging lahat 243 ha. Hindi all the time na 243 talaga. Okay, so that is for the theorem 6.12. Let's proceed to the next theorem na naman. The next theorem, 6.14, is if limit of f of x as x approaches to a is L, then limit of the nth root of f of x as x approaches to a is equal to the nth root of the limit of f of x as x approaches a. So, parehas lang ng concept doon sa 6.12. Exponential nga lang yun. Ito is in radical expression. Ipapasok natin dito si limit sa loob ng radical sign. Saka natin i-apply yung index dito. Okay. Is equal to the nth root of L provided that the nth root of L is a real number. So, for example, ito, limit of the fifth root of 2x minus 9 quantity cube as x approaches to 4. So, ang gagawin natin na first is si limit, ilalagay natin dito sa loob ha, para kunin muna natin yung limit nito, saka natin i-simplify or apply yung index sa labas. So, using the previous theorems, so we have limit of, ito yung given natin, fifth root of 2x minus 9 quantity cube as x approaches to 4. So, si LIM, nilagay dito sa loob. So, naging limit, the fifth root of limit of 2x minus 9 quantity cube as x approaches to 4. So, direct substitution tayo. Magiging 2 times 4, replace x by 4. So, 2 times 4 minus 9. 2 times 4 is 8 minus 9. That is equal to negative 1 quantity cube. So, we have fifth root of the negative 1 cube is magiging fifth root of negative 1. So, since even odd number yan, so negative 1 man siya. So, ang result nito is equal to negative 1. So, thus, the limit of this is equal to negative 1. Another example class is the limit of the cube root of 8 plus 21x as x approaches 0. So using the previous theorems, we have, okay, so ito yung given natin. Ang first step, pag ganito yung given ha, pag naka-radical class o di na, ay given yung function na naka-exponential na, first thing to do talaga na isulod diyo ro o sa sulod or ipagpadiyo si ko function niyo na kung yung may pag-apply si ko final answer yo so index o di na so exponent. Oh, so isultan no sa si limit of 8 plus 21x as x approaches 0, cube root siya. So evaluate the limit of this. So substitute x here. So magiging 8 plus 21 times 0 is 8 na lang. So cube root of 8 is equal to 2. Thus, the limit of this is equal to positive 2. So, yan yung concept sa 6.14. Parehas lang sila doon sa 6.12. Kaso nga lang, sa 6.12 is exponential. Dito kasi sa 6.14 is radical. Okay, so dito tayo sa limit of a quotient. So, tapos na natin yung limit of a sum or difference, limit of a product, and then the last operation is limit of a quotient. So, which means kung quotient, division yung operation. So, if limit of f of x as x approaches to a is L, then limit of g of x is m as x approaches to a rather is m. M is not equal to 0. Okay, take note, kailangan yung denominator natin hindi maging equals to 0. Then, the limit of the quotient of these two functions is equal to L over M, where L is the limit of this function, M is the limit of this function. For example, limit of x cubed over 2x plus 3 as x approaches positive 3. So, in the next slide, solution niya. So let's continue the solution of the first example sa limit of a quotient. So ang given natin is x cubed over 2x plus 3 as x approaches to 3. So pwedeng direct substitution na din tayo class. So if we substitute x as 3 in the variable x here, so magiging 3 cubes. Okay, so 3 raised to the power of 3 over 2 times 3 plus 3. That is equal to 3 cubed is 27 and 2 times 3 is 6 plus 3 that is 9. So 27 divided by 9 is equal to 3. So pwedeng i-apply si limit of a quotient kasi may time na hindi pwedeng i-apply si quotient kasi limit of a quotient kasi magiging 0 yung denominator and then undefined yung limit natin. Thus, the limit of this is equal to 3. Another example class is the limit of the cube root of x over divided by x minus 7 as x approaches 8. So, pwedeng direct substitution. So, mapapansin nyo dito, walang lim na word ha, kasi nag-substitute na ako. Replace, this is not 2, this is 8, sorry. This is 8. So, replace x by 8. So, magiging cube root of 8 over 8 minus 7. So, cube root of 8 is 2. And then 8 minus 7 is 1. So, 2 divided by 1 is 2. Thus, the limit of this function is equal to 2. So, that is for the limit of a quotient. For the theorem 6.2.18, if f and g, take note, capital letter F and G are two functions such that capital letter f of x is equal to capital letter g of x for all x not equal to a. And if the limit of this function g of x as x approaches a exists, okay, take note, then the limit of f of x exists. So, ibig sabihin lang nun, if mag-exist yung limit ni g of x, yung pangalawang function, we can say that the first function also, or the limit of the first function also exists. Moreover, class, pwede nating masabi na limit of the function or first function f of x is equal to the limit of the function g of x. So let's give an example para maintindihan natin yung theorem 6.18. For example, ito, limit of x squared minus 2x over x minus 2 as x approaches 2. So, di ba? Pag nakita natin to masasabi natin limit of a quotient. Kasi division, right? Okay, so if we are trying to apply the theorem 6.16, ang mangyayari is undefined, di ba? Kasi if replace 2 here, so magiging 2 minus 2. So that is equal to 0, right? So also if we substitute 2 in the numerator, so magiging 2 squared is 4 minus 2 times 2 is 4. So 4 minus 4 is 0 over 0. So indeterminate siya. Pag ang nakuha ninyo class sa pag-direct substitution ninyo, tapos na ay operation niya na division, na ayam niya kwa niyo answer na indeterminate, ibig sabihin ng indeterminate is 0 over 0, na which means na ad na limita na napag-exist. Para maka-exist so limitaya, para matunta na so limitaya, na pag-apply tano ron so knowledge tano sa 111 factoring so factoring. So ibig sabihin na kusar tano saya so idea tano sa factoring. Since the limit of x minus 2 as x approaches 2 is 0, di ba? Tama? 2 minus 2 is 0. Theorem 6.16 is not applicable. So, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina sa limit of a quotient. Hindi all the time na applicable si limit of a quotient kasi adin talaga tendensiya ka 0 so denominator. Kasi ang sabi doon sa theorem 6.16, m must not be equal to 0 or the denominator must not be equal to 0. Kung hindi naman 0, hindi naman indeterminate yung sa denominator, yung result na makukuha natin right after evaluating the limit is okay naman. Kung let's say 0 over 1, so that is equal to 0, so which means applicable yan, di ba? Kasi 0 man, so which means ayam yakot ano result yan na 0 na ibarat mo ay gumimo result kaya pag direct substitution niyo nagyaya 0 over 0 ka indeterminate na ayat kisuan niyo na pag-usaran tano so knowledge tano sa factoring. Okay, so giya so function tano f of x, giya first function tano, kumbaga naginan so given tano na let this one as our function f of x. Okay. Now, we observe that if x is not equal to 2, then we have si f of x, ginan so given tano, si x squared minus 2x over x minus 2. Diba sa numerator tano class, nagkapakaya ma-factor x times x minus 2 because x is their greatest common factor. Pwedeng ilabas si x. We left with x in the first term and then we left with 2 in the second term. So, x times x minus 2 sa denominator is x minus 2 pa rin yan. Cancel out na si x minus 2, x minus 2. So, we left with x. So, may nakuha tayong bagong function. So, yan yung function natin na g of x. So, ang sabi kanina sa theorem 6.18, si first function na f of x or is equal siya kay second function na g of x. Pero ang sabi niya, bago niya to sinabi, is if mag-exist daw yung limit na g of x, kumbaga mag-exist or may makuha daw tayong bagong function, ibig sabihin nun, mag-exist din yung first na given natin na function. Thus, by theorem 6.18 class and corollary 6.5, we have, ito yung original, no? Tapos, giya a limit of x, giya kasi na equivalence kanyang bu sa x ka sumiyak wa tano after tano miyag simplify. Okay, take note. Kapag ang operation sa given ninyo na function is division, tapos miyag direct substitution ka no na ayam yang kuha nyo result na 0 over 0 o di na 0 so denominator yan na possible kapakaya makuha so limit yan. Na para makuha nyo so limit yan, na pag ipag-simplify niyo so given niyo a function na always of course a simplification sa class na it's either factoring or rationalizing the denominator or numerator. Okay, and then yung result na makukuha ninyo right after simplifying na gito'y ikaduwa nyo a function na equivalence kanyang buko given a function. So eto yan yung given natin. Si limit of x, si x na puna ng roo, kaginan so, miya kwa tano, after tano miya simplify. So, as x approaches 2, so this is an identity function, right? Replace x by 2, so that is equal to 2. So, thus, the limit of this is equal to 2. Another example class doon sa 6.18, ito yung sinasabi ko na ang possible simplification lang dito sa 6.18 is factoring or rationalizing. Okay. In the next example, ang given is limit of the square root of x plus 1 minus 1 over x as x approaches 0. So if we use direct substitution here, the result will become 0 over 0, di ba? Kasi 0 plus 1 is 1. Square root of 1 is 1. Minus 1, 0 pa rin, di ba? And then, sa denominator, replace natin si x ng 0, 0 pa rin siya. So, pag yan yung nakita ninyo na result, right after kayong nag-direct substitution, pwedeng mag-exist yung limit nito by simplification or by simplifying the given function. Again, by theorem 6.16, cannot be used. Cannot be used. Hindi dito nagamit yung limit of a quotient to evaluate the given limit since limit of x equals to 0. As x approaches to 0 is equal to 0. Then we let, okay, ito siya. Okay. So f of x, yan yung f of x natin, square root of x plus 1 minus 1 over x. So, if x is not equal to 0, then by rationalizing the numerator of f of x, we obtain. Okay. So, di ba ang conjugate nito class, di ba sa rationalizing, it's either sa numerator or denominator is, ita-times natin both numerator and denominator yung conjugate ng term na may radical. Ibig sabihin na, na radical sign nun na pagilain, conjugate yan class na, natusungaran yan. So, sign saya makaliliw ko radikala. Kanaban yung sambi so sign na ya, kasubo so sign siya makali. So, kumbaga na so sign o ikaduwa term. So, aya first term na si square root of x plus 1. Aya second term na si 1. Na diba, since minusan na, naya conjugate yan na plus. Na gito ipag-times yung sa both numerator and denominator. So, conjugate ni na square root of x plus 1 pa rin yan. Take note, huwag niyong babaguhin yung sign sa loob ng radical. Yung nasa labas lang na radical, yung babaguhin ninyo na sign. Kung negative, positive. Kung positive yan, negative yung conjugate niya. And then, just copy it in the denominator. So, square root of x plus 1 plus 1 multiplied by this. So, x times the square root of x plus 1 plus 1. So, ito siya. Square root of x plus 1 minus 1 times square root of x plus 1 plus 1 is equal to x na lang. Kasi, diba ito, ita-times natin yan class, square root of x plus 1 times square root of x plus 1 is x plus 1, right? And then, minus 1 times 1 is 1. So, x plus 1 minus 1, x na lang. So, you can check, kasi I know na may idea na kayo sa 111. So, eto, just copy the numerators, x times x, the square root of x plus 1 plus 1. So, x divided by x, that is equal to 1 over the square root of x plus 1 plus 1. So, ito na yung bagong function natin. So, we let this 1 as our function, g of x. If mag-exist yung limit nito, we can say that the limit of the function f of x also exists. So, by theorem 6.18, we have the limit of f of x, square root of x plus 1, ito yung original na function, is equal to the second function na 1 over the square root of x plus 1 plus 1. So, pag nakakuha na kayo ng pangalawang function, pwede na kayong mag-direct substitution para ma-evaluate natin yung limit. So, replace x by 0. So, magiging 1 over the square root of 0 plus 1 plus 1 that is equal to 1/2. Thus, the limit of this function is equal to 1/2. Ito yung original. Ito yung nakuha natin na pangalawang function right after tayong nag-rationalize. So, equal yung limit nilang dalawa. So, we're done with the theorems on limits. So, let's proceed on the one-sided limits, yung pangatlong topic dito sa lesson 6. So, dito sa one-sided limits class, may tinatawag tayong right-hand limit and we have also left-hand limit. So dito mi nga di-discuss tanu kagiya class ang mga limits na ayatawag roon na double-sided limits o di na two-sided limits. So saya sa one-sided limit na sa lakaw mamuso notation yan. So kagiya pagampagan na definition limit na ayab turuon na two-sided or double-sided limit. So let's differentiate the right-hand limit and the left-hand limit. The right-hand limit class is let f be a function which is defined for every x in some open interval AC. Then the limit of f of x as x approaches to a from the right. Okay, kasi right-hand limit man is L. It can be written as in this form. So parehas lang to doon sa definition ng limit. But nadagdag si positive dito. So kung makikita ninyo x approaches a to the positive, or ang ibig sabihin ng positive na yan is approaches, as x approaches a to the right. Okay, pag nakita ninyong positive, ang x natin is approaches to the right. Ibig sabihin sa mga positive numbers or positive infinity. Okay, so kaya siya tinawag na one-sided limit kasi may fixed na nag-approach kung saan siya nag-approach, sa positive side ba or sa negative side. Kapag positive yung nakita ninyo na exponent ng a natin, that is a right-hand limit. If for every epsilon greater than 0, however small, there exists a delta greater than 0 such that the absolute value of f of x minus L is less than epsilon whenever x minus a is between 0 to delta. So, yan yung definition ng right-hand limit. So, let's give an example para ma-apply natin yung definition ng right-hand limit. First example is the limit of 8 minus 2x minus x cubed as x approaches to the right. Kasi may exponent naman na positive, approaches to the right. Ibig sabihin na lahat ng values ng x na to the right sa 2. So, anong mga numbers sa right ng 2? So, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so on and so forth. Lahat ng approaches to positive infinity, di ba? So, by direct substitution, ang process dito class sa right-hand limit or sa one-sided limits rather is the same lang ng process doon sa theorems on limits. Kumbaga, yung theorems on limits, ma-apply natin dito sa one-sided limits. So, direct substitution tayo. So, we have 8 minus 2 times 2 minus 2 raised to the power of 3. So, 8, 8. So, take note ha, nag-substitute na ako dito sa part na to. Tinanggal ko na yung word na LIM. Okay, or na-omit na itong part na to. Okay, so we have 8 minus 2 times 2 is 4, minus 2 cubed is 8, so we have negative 4. So the limit of this function is equal to negative 4. So the same lang talaga doon sa theorems on limits. Pwedeng direct substitution. Okay, in the next example class, ang may given tayo sa denominator na may radical, pero one term lang siya. So, hindi ibig sabihin nun na pag may nakita kayong radical, agad-agad rationalizing. Tingnan nyo muna kung binomial ba siya. Pero eto kasi dito sa given natin example is hindi siya binomial, kundi monomial lang siya. Isang term lang ito. So, para ma-eliminate yung radical sa denominator, magta-times tayo both sides, both numerator and denominator by the term having the radical. So we have limit of x minus 1 over the square root of x squared minus 1 as x approaches 1 to the right. So para ma-simplify natin to, magta-times tayo. Okay, say x squared minus 1 class, ang factors niya is x plus 1 and x minus 1. So magta-times tayo both numerator and denominator by the square root of, kopyahin lang natin to. Hindi conjugate, take note, hindi conjugate kasi hindi siya binomial. So, just copy this one, multiply nyo lang both numerator and denominator. Kasi ang goal natin dito is, ika-cancel out natin yung radical sa denominator. So, we have x minus 1 times the square root of x plus 1 times x minus 1. Sa denominator class, pag natanggal na yung radical, isang beses nyo lang isusulat si x plus 1 and x minus 1. So, eto siya. As x approaches to 1 to the right, So, cancel out si x minus 1 rather and x minus 1 sa numerator. So, we're left with this in numerator and then sa denominator naman is x plus 1. So, pwede na tayong mag-direct substitution. So, direct substitution tayo. So, replace x by 1. So, we have 1 plus 1, 1 minus 1 over 1 plus 1. So, square root of 2 times 0 is 0 na yan over 2. So, 0 over 2 is equal to 0. So, allowed ito ha. Kasi 0 sa numerator, sa denominator is real number greater than 0. So, the limit of this function is equals to 0. So, ang limit niya is equal to 0. So, that is an example for the right-hand limit. Malabud mo matando so right hand na left hand ka. Basta right hand na positive so exponent A. Na basta left hand na negative. So, here's the definition of the left hand limit. Let f be a function which is defined for every x in some open interval AC. Then the limit of f of x as x approaches a from the left. Ayun. From the left is L, written as limit of f of x as x approaches a to the left. From the left is L. So, ibig sabihin lahat ng numbers from the left of a is yan yung mga negative numbers or starting from negative infinity. If for every epsilon greater than 0, however small, there exists a delta greater than 0 such that the absolute value of f of x minus L less than epsilon whenever 0, a minus x is between 0 to delta. For example, limit of negative 2x plus 6 as divided by x squared minus 2x minus 3 as x approaches 3 to the left kasi negative yung exponent ni a natin. So, in the next slide is nandun yung solution nito. So, ito yung solution ng first example sa left hand limit. So, di ba ang given natin is 6 minus 2x or negative 2x plus 6 divided by x squared minus 2x minus 3 as x approaches 3 to the left. Pag negative yan, approaches to the left. From the left rather. So, limit. So, ito, si 6 minus 2x or negative 2x plus 6, we can factor out 2 because their greatest common factor is 2. Negative 2 rather. So, we have negative 2. So, ang matitira na lang is x minus 3. Sa denominator din is x minus 3 and x plus 1 yung factors niya. So, kailangan nyo talagang magamit dito yung idea ninyo sa factoring sa 111 ninyo at saka yung rationalizing. Okay, so we can cancel out x minus 3, x minus 3. Okay, so we're left with negative 2 and x plus 1 na lang sa denominator. So, pwede na tayong mag-substitute. So, negative 2 over 3 plus 1. Take note class, sa pag-substitute or sa pag-evaluate ng one-sided limits class, sa pag-substitute ninyo is hindi ninyo isasalo yung exponent na plus or negative, kundi yung number lang yung isa-substitute. So like for example, eto, hindi ko sinali si negative, yung number lang. Negative 2 over 3 plus 1, so that is negative 2 over 4. So ang lowest term ni negative 2 over 4 is negative 1/2. So thus, the limit of this function is negative 1/2. Next example is the limit of the square root of x minus 3 divided by x minus 9 as x approaches 9 to the left, from the left. Okay, so since ang sa numerator natin is may radical and then binomial din siya, dalawang term, which means apply natin dito yung rationalizing the numerator. Katulad ng sa theorems and limits sa theorem 6.18. So, ang conjugate ni square root of x minus 3 is x plus 3. So, both numerator and denominator i-times natin. So, ito yung given, ito yung conjugate niya. So, square root of x minus 3 times square root of x plus 3 is equal to x minus 9. Kasi, di ba, square root of x times square root of x is x na lang kasi makakancel out yung radical nila. And then, isang beses lang din isusulat si variable x. Negative times positive is negative. 3 times 3 is 9. So, just copy the denominators x minus 9 multiplied by the square root of x plus 3. Okay, so i-simplify natin. pwedeng ma-divide si x minus 9 and x minus 9. We left with 1 over the square root of x plus 3. Pwede na tayong mag-substitute. So, take note ha, hindi kasama yung exponent na plus, negative. So, yung number lang, square root of 9 plus 3. Square root of 9 is 3 plus 3, that is equal to 1 over 6 kasi may 1 tayo sa numerator. So, the limit of this is 1 over 6. Sa third na example class is the same doon sa second example ng right-hand limit. Diba may radical din pero one term lang siya. So, hindi applicable dito yung rationalizing. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, magta-times lang tayo kung ano yung term na may radical na monomial. So, times lang natin both numerator and denominator. So, we have the limit of 4 minus x squared over the square root of 5x plus x squared. So, times natin ito, both numerator and denominator para ma-eliminate yung nasa denominator na radical. So, we have 4 minus x squared times the square root of 6 minus 5x plus x squared. Cancel out yung radical nila. Isang beses lang isusulat si 6 minus 5x plus x squared kasi parehas lang naman. Okay, so ang factors ni 4 minus x squared is 2 minus x, 2 plus x. Factors din ng denominator natin is 2 minus x, 3 minus x. So, eto, naka-cancel out si 2 minus x, cancel out din si 2 minus x. We left with 2 plus x times the square root of 6 minus 5x plus x squared. Sa denominator is 3 minus x as x approaches 2 from the left. So, pwede na tayong mag-direct substitution. So, replace x here by 2 square root of 6 minus 5 times 2 plus 2 squared over 3 minus 2. So, that is equal to 4 times the square root of 0 over 1. So, 0 divided by 1 is 0. So, ang limit nito is equal to 0. Okay, so that is the examples for left-hand limit. So, sa last theorem sa one-sided limits, theorem 6.3.5, limit of f of x exists as x approaches to a exists if and only if limit of f of x as x approaches a to the right and limit of or the left-hand limit both exist and are equal. So moreover, the two-sided limit, kasi pag walang nakasulat na plus or minus sa exponent ni a, that is a two-sided limit, is equal daw siya kay right-hand limit at saka kay left-hand limit. Okay, if mag-exist daw, ang ibig sabihin lang ng theorem 6.3.5, if mag-exist daw yung two-sided limit, mag-i-exist lang daw yung two-sided limit if and only if mag-exist si right hand at si left hand tapos equal silang dalawa. And then, saka mo masasabi na si two-sided limit is equal siya kay right hand at saka kay left hand limit. Remark, the limit theorems discussed earlier still hold if x approaches a is replaced by x approaches a to the right or x approaches a to the left. So, yun nga yung sabi ko sa inyo kanina, the same lang talaga ng process doon sa previous discussion natin sa theorems and limits. Nalagyan man niya ng plus or minus, the same pa rin. Still hold. Okay. For example, determine if the limit f of x, okay, as x approaches to 1, exists or the two-sided limit exists if ang given natin na function class is x minus 1 over the absolute value of x minus 1. Okay. To be able to answer the above question class, we evaluate the one-sided limit of the function at a. So, ang a natin dito is equal to 1, di ba? Okay, x approaches to 1. So, which means ang a natin is equal to 1. But before that, we need to recall the definition of the absolute value of a number. So, absolute value, if a is greater than 0, then the value of the absolute value of a is a. If a is less than 0 naman, kumbaga yung number dito is less than 0, so the result is negative a. And then if a is 0, that is equal to 0. Applying the definition of absolute value, so we have the absolute value of x minus 1 is equal to x minus 1 if x is greater than 1. Kasi diba sabi dun sa definition ng absolute value, if a is greater than 0, then the absolute value is equal to positive 1. And the absolute value of x minus 1 is equal to the negative of x minus 1 if x is less than 1. Okay, hence, okay, take note class dito sa one-sided limit sa theorem 6.3.5 na para matanduiyo or matiruiyo may exist or ma-apply nyo sa theorem 6.3.5 ang matiruiyo sa two-sided limit na may exist o da na first up process sa suwan niyo na ipag-solve yung si right-hand limit tapos next na si left-hand limit. Nakuha nyo so limit yan, ipag-evaluate yun na pagilay nyo o equal so limit tira na 2. Na o equal so miyakuha nyo limit tira na 2 na ibig sabihin nun na si two-sided limit na may exist na upman na ba silang equal na which means na naba may exist so two-sided limit siya. So for instance, dito sa example natin, so left-hand limit, pag mag-evaluate na kayo kay right-hand limit class, do not forget to put a positive to the exponent of a. Ha? Do not forget. Do not forget. So, hindi ito yung given ha. Ang given natin class is x minus 1 yung original na function. Okay, ang value ni absolute value of x minus 1 is equal to x minus 1. Ito siya galing dito. Okay, yung sa denominator ha. Okay, so x minus 1 divided by x minus 1, that is equal to 1, right? As x approaches 1 to the right, so limit of a constant is equal to the constant. So, ang limit ni right-hand limit is equal to positive 1. Kung left-hand limit naman yung pag-uusapan, ang ipapalit niyo dito sa exponent ni a or ni 1 is the negative. The same process lang. This is not the given ha. Ang given is x minus 1. Okay, ang given is x minus 1. Since approaches from the left man, which means na so negative ya. So, dito tayo sa pangalawang dito. Okay, so absolute value of x minus 1 as x approaches 1 from the left is the negative of x minus 1. So, x minus 1 divided by x minus 1, that is equal to 1. May negative pa man, so which means naging negative 1. As x approaches, this is not positive, this is negative. So, limit of negative 1 as x approaches 1 from the left is equal to negative 1. Okay? So, since positive yung sa right hand, negative yung sa left hand, hindi sila equal. Okay? Since limit of x minus 1, this is not 1 minus x ha, this is x minus 1 over the absolute value of x minus 1 as x approaches 1 to the right is equal to 1 is not equal to the limit of this is x minus 1 over the absolute value of x minus 1 as x approaches 1 from the left is negative is equal to negative 1. So they are not equal. Thus, by theorem 6.3.5, the two-sided limit, walang exponent sa 1, does not exist. Okay? So, kasi hindi nag-equal yung right hand and left hand limit. Another example tayo para mas ma-clear. Okay. So, dito class, sa theorem 6. Sa example 6.3.7, given the function defined by h of x, so dalawang function. We have 3x if x is less than or equal to negative 2, less than or equal to positive 2 rather, and then the other function is x squared if x is greater than 2. So, di ba ito class, ang equivalent ni x less than or equal to 2 is, ang ibig sabihin lang niyan into interval notation form is from negative infinity to 2. Tapos, if x is greater than 2 naman is, ang equivalent niyan into interval notation form is 2 to positive infinity. Okay, natakol na natin ito sa prelim coverage. Nagbigay ako doon ng table ng set notation form and interval notation form. So, kindly, paki-review na lang. So, find out if the two-sided limit h of x as x approaches 2. So, ang a natin dito is equal to 2 exists. So, tingnan natin if mag-exist ba ito. So, ang first na gagawin, yung sinabi ko a while ago, i-evaluate natin yung right hand and the left hand limit. So pag right hand limit, dagdagan lang ng positive yung exponent ni A, and then sa left hand naman is dadagdagan lang ng negative. Okay. So limit of h of x, kasi ito man yung hahanapin natin. Okay. As x approaches 2 to the right, dinagdagan ko lang ito ng positive is equal to the limit. Problema natin dito, class, is ano yung pipiliin natin sa dalawang function na to, kasi diba dalawa man. So since tingnan natin kung saan nag-approach yung x natin. So since x approaches to the right, tingnan natin kung ano yung function na nag-approach dito to the right. So ang may positive infinity lang dito, class, is yung pangalawang function. So ito yung gagamitin natin kay right hand limit. So limit of h of x is equal to the limit of x squared. Yan yung ginamit natin, yung pangalawang function, because ito lang yung function na nag-approach to the right or yung may positive infinity. Okay. And then after that, substitute natin dito si 2. So magiging 2 squared, that is equal to 4. Okay. So since 4 yung limit ni right hand, tingnan natin yung sa left hand. Okay. Sa left hand naman, just copy this one. Okay. Kopyahin lang natin to. Dagdagan lang ng negative si 2 sa exponent niya. And then h of x. So let's find out if ano yung function na gagamitin natin. Since negative yan, titingnan natin dito kung saan dito sa function na to yung nag-approach ng negative infinity or galing siya from negative infinity. So since eto lang yung may negative infinity dito, yung first function, siya yung gagamitin natin dito sa left hand limit. So limit of 3x as x approaches 2 to the left is equal to 3 times 2 equals to 6. So since hindi equal yung limit nila, 4 and 6 is not equal, right? So we can say that the two-sided limit h of x, take note, walang exponent dito ha, thus the two-sided limit does not exist. Okay, pag hindi yan equal. Okay? For the last example, the same pa rin dito sa 6.3.7, given the function defined by h of x pa rin, 1 minus 2x, if x is less than or equal to negative 2, or it is from negative infinity to negative 2, yung first function natin. Then the second function is 3 minus x, if x is greater than negative 2, which means from negative 2 siya approaches to positive infinity or approaches to the left. Si negative infinity na sinyo ng tugon ko left hand limit. So add na positive infinity ron mabunaruan. Ginanipag-usar niyo, akitosi ron para si ko right hand limit. Basta may lane nyo sa function na gito na positive infinity ron, ginanipag-usar ki right hand limit. Na basta mambuha na negative infinity ron, na gito ito sa gito function ipag-usar niyo for the left hand limit. So find out if the limit of f of x, sorry, this is not h of x ha, this is f of x. Okay, find out if limit of f of x as x approaches negative 2 exist. Okay, so right hand limit, ito talaga yung first. Okay, just copy this one. Okay, ang a natin dito class is negative 2 ha. Just copy this one. And then, lagyan lang natin ng positive kasi right hand limit man. So, since positive, may positive dito. So, si 3 minus x yung gagamitin natin. So, limit of 3 minus x as x approaches negative 2 to the right. Magiging 3 minus the negative 2. Replace x by negative 2 ha. Okay, that is equal to 3 plus 2 equals to 5. So, 5 yung limit ni right hand limit. And then, sa left hand limit naman class is, lagyan lang natin ng negative yung f of, yung 2, negative 2. So, since approaches to the left man, which means ang gagamitin natin na function is si 1 minus 2x, yung first na function. So, we have 1 minus 2 times the negative 2, that is equal to 1 plus 4, that is equal to 5. So, since the same ng limit si left hand and right hand limit, so we can say that the two-sided limit does exist. So, this is, may kulang dito na word, it does exist. Pag nag-equal yung right hand and left hand limit. So that is for the one-sided limits.